All right, Madhu, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt.
You are so welcome. Now, what type of coaching do you do? So, what type of coach are you?
Yeah, so I'm into executive coaching. So I work with business leaders and I help them with their people development skills, how to manage a team.
Fantastic. And when you first started here at the Coaching Institute, did you have any? Did you have the skills in coaching, or did you learn the coaching skills through the course?
Now, I didn't have any coaching skills at all.
Yeah.
I had no idea what that meant.
Right, right. Good insight. What did you
Yeah.
have though? Were you passionate about wanting to grow? Like, were you open? Were you curious? What was it that you did have?
Yeah, I think the only thing that I had was, oh my God, I need to help people and they need my help. And there has to be some way that, yeah, I can do this. And I got the assurance that it's not that tough to learn coaching skills.
Yeah.
So I went for it.
Yeah, good on you. So tell us a little bit about your background. Where were you before you decided to join the school and start learning how to become a coach? What was happening in your world? What were you looking for?
Mm. So my background was into corporate. So I had a corporate career and I had just moved to Australia. So it was 3 months into moving to this country that
Wow.
I decided to join TCI. So I came to an event and I was contemplating. So I was applying for jobs, but I was clearly not very motivated to take that path. So when I came to the event and I met you and we spoke about what's possible. I was like, oh my God, if I have to I had to anyways begin my career again in this country. I thought if I have to redo my career, I might as well do it the way I dreamt of always,
Right.
which is to do something on my own. So I thought it's a wonderful opportunity. And I felt like it happened at the right time. Like I was there for a reason and yeah.
Yeah. Because what was your job back in India? What was the role you did?
So I was in the HR team of a bank.
Right. And so if you were to start in Australia, would have you had to have done more study again?
Yeah, I may have had to start over. So I was in a reasonably in a management kind of a role, but
Yeah.
here there was no way I was going to be able to get that.
Right.
So I had to either
I still
redo.
remember that conversation with you because I
Yeah,
remember thinking that is such a dumb rule.
yeah,
Say, well, we've got this person who's highly qualified, they've got the experience, here they are, they're ready to go, but it's like, no, you have to start down at the beginning. And
that's
I
right.
love that you took that as an opportunity to say, okay, well, how about I reinvent myself?
Yeah.
How about I do the thing that I really want? So tell me about that. What was it about coaching that was the thing you always wanted to do versus HR was like, because HR is similar.
Yeah.
There's elements of HR that can go into coaching, but I find that a lot of people that do HR come and become coaches
Mm,
because they want to go deeper.
mm,
What was it for you that was like, okay, coaching's the thing that I've always wanted to do?
yeah. I think for me it was about when you're in an HR role, you do what you are told. And that's not always the best thing for the stakeholders, for the leaders. There was only so much you could play with and do and on your own. And it was not first hand making an impact. Like I never made a difference to somebody's life, like first hand. And I think that was the missing component for me. Because in coaching, it's like I'm having a conversation. I'm transforming somebody's career, somebody's life, everything. It's just an entirely different feeling.
Mm.
And plus, I didn't have to listen to anybody's stupid rules of what to do.
Well, I think it's a common thread that people say in corporate world. Unfortunately, there can be a lot of red tape, and there can be a lot of rules that are there from good intentions, but they end up preventing us from really helping the human who is
Mm,
in front of us. And I love that that's something that you are connected with. When
mm,
you first started your journey with us, you said you didn't have the coaching skills. So you've learned the coaching skills through TCI. You now have a full time coaching business.
mm,
When you first started learning those skills, practicing those skills,
mm.
how did you find that? Like, did you go through that part where you didn't want to make mistakes and you procrastinated and you put it off and I did all that kind of stuff? Did you have a journey like that in the beginning?
Yeah, of course. I've had my fair share of, oh my God, this is so scary from times like, but then I think best part about it was TCA makes it feel like this is normal. Like it's normal for you to feel that way. So every time I did that, I'm like, oh no, but there's so many people who've done it. So it shouldn't be that tough.
Right.
So I felt like I was supported, and I felt like, and when the fear was not there, I could be more like, I could just go and give things a go. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, wonderful. And so you work in business coaching. So you're
Mm,
helping individuals. Give us a bit of an idea of like what a day in the life of Madhu, the business coach,
mm.
looks like. Because I think a lot of people misunderstand business coaching. They think it
Okay.
means that you're going in there and you're working on the finances, and things like that, and you're helping them actually sell their stuff better.
Mm,
Where coaching is actually not that. Coaching is
mm,
something very, very different that anyone can learn how to do. What
yeah.
is it that you do as a business coach?
Yeah, sure. So what I do is I go and have conversations with people. So during the conversations, people generally are quite open about what's working, not working. Obviously, as a coach, you know, these are some basic skills we learn how to create a non-judgmental space for people so they can be themselves. And ultimately, when I'm talking about businesses, it's ultimately individuals, right? So I am talking to an individual. I am helping people individually. So, honestly speaking, there isn't much of a difference between a normal, you could say, a life coaching session or when I'm doing an executive coaching session. It's pretty much the same patterns come up. Um, yeah, the only difference at all, if at all, would be in a group environment. I'm just talking in doing it in a corporate room or a boardroom or an office space.
Yes. It's
Um,
really great insight. And thank you for sharing that. That really it's about coaching the person. And
mm,
if it's life coaching, it's coaching the person. If it's
mm,
executive coaching, it's coaching the person. They're just an executive,
yeah,
right? It's like
that's
it's the
right.
same thing. And the codes and patterns that we have as people are the same, right? What are some of the major problems that you find that your clients have? Just to share with everyone, because I know that it's the same anywhere you go in the world, right?
Yeah, that's right.
One of the things that I love about the school is we've got students in 88 countries.
Mm,
We all come together and we've got the same problems.
mm,
And it's the same stuff. What is it that you
yeah.
notice people tend to need help with?
Yeah, sure. So one of the most common pattern is mindset. So people's beliefs about how things are, people's rules. We learned these are some of the fundamentals, values. So especially for business leader or a business owner, their personal values, they tend to bring it into the business, and that's a bit of a problem. So those are some conversations which have been quite powerful, which have made a big impact, helping them make the differentiation. The others are things like self compassion, being really too hard on themselves, lack of assertiveness, so not being able to set boundaries with their teams or being able to push back as a leader ultimately comes down to people pleasing.
Yes.
So it's ultimately is the same set of patterns of, oh, they have fear, holding on to fear of judgment
Yes.
and things.
One of the things that we talk about a lot inside the school is that the way to train a really great coach is you've
Mm,
got to help the coach become their first client. So we work on ourselves first,
mm,
and it's not like first as in I'm going to work on me for a year, then I'm going to work on you, but
mm,
it's just that we take responsibility and we say, well, I'm going to work on me as
yeah,
well, right? I'm going to
yeah.
make me a priority. How's that journey been for you to be in here and learn about yourself and your own patterns and your own challenges whilst you're learning how to coach others?
I think that's been the biggest gift, honestly, man. Um, that's probably the game changer. I think that's what differentiates me as an executive coach from a lot of other coaches out there working in businesses, because I worked on stuff on myself. So when I talk to people, it's not a theory that I'm not teaching them, I'm sharing them how it's worked for me. And that makes a very big difference to my credibility.
Yes.
And I think it's everything that I bring into my business is a reflection of who I am. So I think it's beautiful because if I am improving, my business has to improve.
Yes.
So and when my business is not improving, it's feedback to me that I need to do some more work on myself.
Yeah, good on you. And I love that attitude. And I imagine it would separate you from other coaches. And I think it's why TCI coaches stand out so much because we talk so much about, as the coach, you're not just learning skills, but you're learning how to be a better leader.
Mm,
And so really, I think TCI's major part of TCI is it's leadership training for everyone.
yeah.
And then as a result of that, then we can lead others. And that leadership growth for us as coaches, it never ends, right? We're always growing to the next level.
Mm, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's where the magic is.
Yeah, well said, 100%. Now, what are you looking forward to in the next couple of years when it comes to your business? Now, you've gone from you were in corporate in India, you've now moved to Australia. Instead of going back to that, you've built your own business
Yeah.
through what you've learned here at TCI, through the education and the support. What are you looking forward to in the next couple of years?
I think whatever is ahead looks really exciting. I can see that I've made so much progress from being someone who is a rookie to someone who has a business now, which is working. I feel like I'm living my dream. Um, Honestly speaking, if 3 years back somebody told me this is what I would be doing, I'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think that's possible for me. So when I met you at that event, I had that vision that this is what I wanted to be, but there was a huge amount of doubt. But now I can confidently say that I am living my dream. This is what it is.
Congratulations. Like, it's
Thank
just
you.
so awesome. And what a great story, because you could have gone back to, I guess, Australian university, started to
Mhm.
learn again, to just go back to what you were doing, but which was never really what was truly in your heart anyway.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, did you have business experience? Did you know how to build a business beforehand, or did you learn that through us as well?
No, I don't. I had no experience at all. This is my first business, and it's amazing the kind of, and I think it's the reason why I chose TCI as well, to be very honest with you, because I knew, because I come from a business, like a corporate background, that coaching skills a lot of people have. A lot of people don't know how to build a business, which is why there aren't enough successful coaches out there. And that's what differentiated TCI for me. I knew that if I get into this school, I'm not only going to learn how to coach people like awesomely well, which I now know that you do a completely different level of that education, but I also knew that they've got my back in terms of making this thing work.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah. Well, it's such an important thing. Otherwise, you end up being a passionate person who can really help, but no one knows about you. That's why the
exactly
business
right.
education is so important.
Exactly
Madhu,
right.
you have grown and transformed so much since you've been here. And I just love that you're living your dream. I love that you've got exactly what you wanted.
Mm,
And it's only just the beginning,
mm,
right? Like, imagine where you'll be in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time, and the impact that you'll be making as a result of the decision to get started.
mm.
What would you say to someone who's been inspired by what you're sharing here and is considering them starting themselves and joining the school here at TCI and becoming a coach?
Yeah, yeah. Here's what I would tell them: if they're attending the event like I did, they're there because something pulled them into it. They see that it has whatever they are watching is having meaning for them. So if they feel that it's the right thing to do, they should just go for it. Don't
Awesome.
overthink it. I remember the overthinking part. I think I just said yes during the break. I said, "Yes, Matt, I think I'm in."
Yeah,
And
good.
then I had to process it later. Oh my God, oh what.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes we have to push ourselves,
Mm,
get out of the thinking and get into the doing.
yeah.
Madhu, thank you so much for being here with us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Matt, for having me. It was wonderful, yeah, chatting with you and sharing my journey.
Thank you so much.